So the topic for this recording, or this session, the topic for this session is to have a look at agility, right? Not so much agile, doesn't matter whether it's capital or lowercase, this is just getting a bit pedantic really. And the same with agility. There is agility, which is something I want to talk about far more here at a broader level, okay? And in this particular level, I want to talk about organizational and business agility. There's a lot of discussions around enterprise agility. My only concern about that is that it tends to focus on what people might say are the bigger organizations, the bigger enterprises. Whereas agility from an organization and a business perspective covers every type of operation, every type of organization, if you like, or enterprise, to use the two words. What I'm basically saying is that organization and business actually work in most functions these days, in most companies. The point being that we talk about enterprise agility, and this is really looking at the strategic level. So we have to really think about strategy. So we talk about strategic level at this point of the organization, right? And how does that work? Because remember, there's some key acronyms we can use here, and one of them is called MOST, which stands for mission, objectives, strategies, and tactics. Strategy if you like, or tactics. Right. Now, the reason why I'm putting that up here is because at the organizational level, right, we have an understanding what the strategy is about, but really at this particular level, we need to know what the organization, we're looking at the mission of the organization. Right. And missions are usually fairly static, although over a period of time they can change. But your objectives on how you achieve those are also fairly static, but at the same time, because demands and needs change over a period of time, your objectives may need to change, and sometimes you may hire or ramp up your objectives. This is where we start to have organizational agility. We need to have agility at the organizational level as a mindset, not getting too locked in, especially today. Remember, one of the key ideas that came out of the whole movement around agile, if you like, was we needed to move with the times. 30 or 40 years ago, it didn't move as quite as much as it used to today. Mind you, if you talk about 40 years ago, you could probably argue that in those times there were more movement than there were 40, 80 to 90 years before that. But that's how life is. Nowadays, though, it becomes much more evident that we need to be able to change with things. So, in this case, we have to have organizational agility, looking at the mission and the objectives of the organization. Where are we going with this? Where's the business? Where's our company heading? To support that, we need business agility, right? In the way we are funding our changes. So this is a lot to do with the funding for one thing, and therefore how we fit into the strategy of it all. So to a certain extent, the strategies come in here, is the way the business is running, and these two here about where the organization is going with all this. Right? So we tend to look from a business perspective, how does that fit into our portfolio of business, for your funding, financing, etc. Remember, most of the money for running these initiatives should come out of your profits, not out of your capital, unless, of course, you're making a massive change to a set of hardware or a new building. That is a different sort of situation. But changes operational type functions that you're putting in, operations, run the business, project environment, change the business. The business needs to understand how do they support the organizational approach here, the organizational agility. So just something to consider about. Now we do have project and program agility, but that's about running the change initiatives themselves, and that is again a similar mindset on how we flex the way we handle the changes within the plans and the planning of that, and we'll look at that in another session. So hopefully that will give you some sort of thoughts. Feedback always welcome. If you want to get the topics covered, please don't hesitate to drop me a line through the channel of the Sustainable PM, where these appear, and let me know. Thank you.